Amanda Palmeri, Signature's breakout star and social media personality. Welcome to Realty, our new business podcast where we mix real estate and bad golf.
Tell us a little bit about your story, how you got into real estate.
So about 4 years ago, I worked in the city. I was a sales coordinator for the Nomo Soho Hotel, which is a small boutique hotel. As they announced COVID in March, they told us that they were starting to furlough employees, and then inevitably that led to us never seeing each other again. Our occupancy dipped, and then we entered COVID. So at the time, I could not get another job, didn't know really what to do. My mom did real estate when we were growing up. So I decided to get my license, hold on to it, see what happens, but it turned out the pandemic was super long, so I got licensed and I never looked back, and here I am 4 years later, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
I had no idea your mom did real estate.
She did, so as we got older, she worked for Bay's Edge, which is out in Sayville, and we would go to the open houses with her, and I would go on showings with her, and I never thought in my head, like, I'm gonna do that one day, until I worked in the city, and I was working in a basement with no windows, making no money, traveling from Ronkonkoma train station every single morning all the way down to Soho, which was a nightmare. In my head, I'm like, how do I get out of this? So as bad as COVID was for a lot of people, because I knew in my heart I always wanted to run my own business, I just didn't know what it was. I wanted to use social media, and it kind of just happened, and I just went with it.
Yeah, no, we had no plans to follow our parents into real estate.
Actually, my mom forbade me.
And then I think we have social media today. Like back then, our parents didn't have, Instagram or Facebook. My mom said I used to go knock on doors. It was very much like putting yourself out there, like you guys have the tools. And so at the time that I started, coming off of COVID, social media wasn't a huge thing. I think people were just starting to do like the TikTok dances, but I really think that it made such a difference in my business. I enjoy it, like the marketing piece. I went to college for marketing, so that's where my marketing comes in.
We've followed, since you've been here, your social media, and you've grown a lot, especially recently. How has that helped your business?
I will say that when I started real estate, I would maybe post one time a year, and I didn't understand how beneficial Instagram could be for a business because it's free. It's just a matter of putting yourself out there. So started doing that consistently, and I think the more people see you, like you guys are doing now, the more they see you, the more you're out there. They think of you first when they have to buy, when they have to sell. A lot of people in our age group are getting married, having kids, upgrading, downgrading, whatever the case may be. So I think social media has been super impactful. As I've evolved, I don't just post about real estate anymore. I do food and things on Long Island, and I feel like that really is what draws in my following. People love food, people love local events and things like that. So that's what brings people to me, but obviously I'm in real estate, so that's what keeps them there.
The business that you do from social media usually comes from your sphere, or do you get new clients from that?
I mean, when I started and social media didn't really take off, a lot of my business is my personal sphere, people I went to college with, their parents, siblings. But I do get people, which is weird to me, I don't understand it, why you would watch someone eating a steak at the James and you would be like, oh, I want to buy my house with you. But people do.
Yeah, I feel like you've become a hyper-local celebrity around your neighborhood.
I guess part of me has always loved, when I was little, I used to pretend to be a newscaster. So when it would rain, I would go in my backyard and I would do a weather report. So this was always in my head, but now I get to just have fun with it online, and it does help because obviously the more exposure that you have, no matter what area. So I do stories on all different areas because ultimately then people that live in that area that are watching, they start following me. And it just helps expand the audience.
That went so far.
I can't even see it.
So far?
I missed my first swing, so
It's okay.
you're off to a better start than me.
I did say I do want to learn how to play golf because I think it's a great business sport.
So tell us a little bit about your transition from being on a team to going solo. Was it hard? What'd you do? How'd you do it? How did it all go?
If you're joining a team, it should leave you better off than when you were a single agent before. So you should have training and a real mentorship and support system. So for people that are new in the business, I do think that a team does help them learn how to network, build a sphere, learn how to sell. In certain instances, it's for people that do need that extra, help. The good part about it too is that you always have someone to cover you if you can't make something, or you need assistance, or someone to come on a listing appointment with you, things like that. It's very building block and essential if you're just getting started. When I started in the business, I was solo and I was missing that companionship. Coming from a 9-to-5 with colleagues who you would see every day, I was at a very stuffy older office in Sayville, I'm sorry, and everybody was older. No one wanted to come in. They didn't believe in social media. They didn't believe in listing videos, and I felt like I was on an island by myself. And I think in essence, it did help me grow a ton, being around like-minded people your age that are passionate, and there's always somebody to bounce off of. There's a healthy competition. It was a great transition because I kind of knew the basics already, but this really helped push my business forward.
Yeah, I think it's great now you're building your own brands.
But I think that's the nature of the game. But when you get to a point where you feel like you're really busting your ass and you're doing your own thing, you don't want to be attached to somebody else. You want to just let your name speak for itself.
What advice do you have for someone young entering the business today?
The truth is, you have to expect that every day you have to put in so much effort to get that output back to you. So, if you're looking to do this part-time and kill it and make a lot of money and just kind of work here and there, it's not going to work. So I would say just have an expectation, number one, and find yourself a good mentor in the business. Have that mentorship ready, because some of these brokerages, they're not going to hold your hand. And you do need guidance, I would say, in that first year and a half. You need to learn how to build a sphere and all those things.
I completely agree. I think a lot of people think it's like Netflix, and they think commissions are so high, and they think every realtor is so rich because they're flashy on social media maybe, and it's just not the case. What point did you feel that your social media really started working for you?
When I started, I had 800 followers on Instagram. Everyone was from high school or like jobs in between college and then. And Charles, my boyfriend, actually was my super mentor, going on 4 years. I think I've known him almost 5 years actually. So he said to me one day, if you want to get in this business, you have to I want you to get on your story and say, hey, I'm a new agent. And at this point, it was the middle of COVID. I was in an Old Navy parking lot, and he was mentoring me. I did start with the cringy dances and things like that, because that's what was popular at the time. But slowly but surely, all of my friends from high school, my friends from college, as I became more consistent with posting, they would reach out to me when they had questions. I hit 10K 2 months ago, which was a big feat for me and David. David's just as excited.
Yeah, that's huge.
Once you hit 10K, everything gets so easy after that. So now I'm at 11.5. My goal would be to get to 20,000 by end of summer. It's super scary when you have 11.5 thousand people across Long Island, across the states, because I do have a lot of agents that follow me too, from being on said team. It's scary to have eyes on you at all times because you don't know what they're watching, and I find that a lot of people do know my life. Like, I was in an open house the other day and someone came in that I don't know and was like, how is Disney? And it was really, really bizarre. So it's both a blessing and a curse, because it does help you in your business and people know you, but I'm also kind of cautious what I put out there, because I'm starting to get the hate comments, not towards me, but people are miserable. They'll comment on listings that they don't like, what I'm wearing. So you have to have a thick skin, because people will start to come out of the woodworks.
Biggest business goal for 2025?
I do a lot of sales and purchases, and what I would say is the middle market for Long Island, so anywhere from 600 to 750. I would like to start delving more into luxury, try and venture into a higher price bracket, because I feel like I do the videos. So that is a goal for myself, to try working towards higher priced homes.
We have a final question for you.
Sure.
Would you rather have the perfect golf swing or the perfect business deal?
I would rather shock someone and come out here and look like Tiger Woods and then be like, holy crap, I had no idea this girl could do that, than a perfect business deal, because
That's the best answer we've gotten by far.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for coming to talk with us today.
Thank you, guys.
Make sure you follow Amanda and us. If you have any questions for Amanda, be sure to comment below. We'll see you next time.